Now, so far you must have the GitHub repository, you must have cloned it into your local computer and started the server. As you can see, the server is up and running, and if you were to go to localhost 8013, you should be able to connect to the server, and your server will serve the application and your browser will display that page. So you must have gotten to this. Once if you have it up and running, the next thing is to understand the directory structure of your project and walk through different parts of it, the anatomy of the project. In the strict sense, the application framework that you see for learning Django is not the traditional puristic way of building Django application. So this is a little bit different. That by that what I mean is it helps, the framework will help to build this kind of applications, HTML pages, and sew them together quickly. So let's look at how you can edit the project in Vscode. So if you don't know what is a Vscode, it's a IDE that you can download and install it for free on your computer. And I have installed Vscode. Once if you have Vscode installed, you can open a folder that points to where your source resides. So we checked it out under /tmp/LearnDjango. So I'm going to open that. So once if I open that, you will see the project files on the left side, and you can edit the project files right here. Once if you have it running, let me just quickly walk through different parts of this framework. We have few things, just ignore. There is a project folder that relates to all the, this is the project settings applies to all the different sub applications. That is just the way to think about it. And run.sh is something that you ran. We used port 8013. If you want to change it, you can go ahead and change it, or run it by passing in the first line command line parameters. Don't really worry about all these other things that's happening here. You will get to know them very soon. So just to give you the anatomy of Django project, Django, when you build using Django, I have used some of the good parts of Django, and I have made few parts, customize it to make it my life easy, to make it faster. Overall, you have something called as a project, and you have settings that you set up in settings.py, which we will look into, that applies to all these sub applications. So you will have different applications, app 1, app 2, and many other applications. And project file also has url.py that tells how to address when a URL request comes from the browser. On the browser, when you type in http 8013, this will come to the project file and it will respond with an HTML file. But on the other hand, if you were to say /admin or /app1, this url.py tells the mapping of how these URLs needs to respond to these different URLs. We'll take a look at more detailed look into that. And each application also has url.py, and there is a app.py that tells that just having this file is good enough to indicate that this app 1 is an application. So that's the way how you would look at the anatomy. One is the project file that has different settings, different applications have their own settings, and then all of them sewed together to bring together application framework. So with that in mind, if you can see, the project file has few things in them called settings.py. You don't need to worry too much about it. You can take the default as it comes in. But if you were to take a look at url.py, you can see that if your users were to type in /admin, what it should do, it is doing something with the admin module that comes with all auth module that I've installed, that can take care of all the administration, creating users, deleting users and such. More on that later. There are some utilities I've created here that's in the utils.py that's accessible for all the other applications, and mainly the settings in the urls.py, what to do when the URL comes in, what function to call to address that. If you get that, and if you see the project files, that's app1 is a application, sub application. It has the apps.py that has nothing in it except the file itself, in and of itself tells that this is an application. And then it has URLs. For example, if you were to type /app1/link, what should happen? We will see that the working logistics of that in the next video, but here I'm just walking you through the different files. Each of the applications have a folder called templates that you embed within your application. So when you were to type, if you were to type http://app1/index.html, it'll respond to it with that file app1. So this is what we saw in the beginning of the application. So that's generally the anatomy of Django application. Now we'll look into the details of applications in the next video. So this video is if you can get the Visual Studio Vscode up and running, or some other means to edit your code, you accomplish the objective for this video, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks.